Hi, it's Hazel. Yeah, I just read the declaration of Kate James, who was Amber Heard's personal assistant from 2012 to 2015. Amber really abused this woman, like abused that position, so much. Kate James had a son, and he was 4 at the time when she first started working for Amber, and Amber would, ask if she could bring her son over so that Amber could bake cookies with him, you know. And, Kate thought at the time that it was very strange, but it was sweet, you know. Kate's from Australia. That's the other thing. I'll get to that later. But, you know, Amber showed a lot of her true colors when working, when Kate was working for her. And Kate basically let out a lot of stuff that I knew pretty much was going on from just watching from the outside. Like I had a feeling, but hearing it, like reading about it and seeing it in real time, it's very surreal, you know, to, that somebody can be that evil, so Amber was very obsessed with fame, you know. She would she and her sister Whitney would get all dressed up to go to the Grove, which was a shopping center in LA, I think. And they would get all dressed up, and basically Amber would be tipping off the paparazzi so they can take pictures of her when she goes out. Huh? I mean, I thought people tried to get away from the paparazzi over there, but no, she would get pictures taken of her, and it was just wow. Amber wanted the attention. She wanted the paparazzi to take pictures of her. But she didn't want Johnny to know that she had this obsession with fame. So she would tell Kate to hide the magazines. Like Kate had to go buy all the magazines so that Amber can have them and see them, look at herself. But Kate would have to hide them in the garage so that Johnny wouldn't see them, you know? But one time she left a few of them in the apartment, and Amber went ballistic and started yelling at her. Amber had this double life she was leading. She was trying, the other thing was when Kate first met Amber, she was kind of preppy, I guess, like her style of dress was, I guess preppy, as compared to, bohemian, and then she wanted to be bohemian because she was with Johnny, you know. She had her whole apartment redecorated in a bohemian way, you know, and it was exactly the way Johnny's house was, and hello. So Amber was, basically was mimicking Johnny the entire time. This is what narcissists do, obviously. I've said this before. Narcissists will study us, and they will mimic, and they will try to be us, and they will, oh my God, and then they'll have us under their thumb, and then we'll be like, we don't know why we feel like shit around them. We don't know why, I mean, here's this person that admires us so much. They want to learn from us and stuff like that. And then they turn around and hurt us. Oh, what a dangerous narcissist. So Amber was also taking drugs, like a lot of, like two prescription drugs that she was getting for some reason. She got Profigal. I think that's what it was. Profigal, Profigil. I think that's what it is. Profigal. I don't know how to pronounce it. Profigal or Profigil or whatever. That's for narcolepsy. and that people usually take that when they have narcolepsy. But Amber would get that, and be using it to stay awake or something like that, and or to curb her appetite. And she would be using that, and then she'd be using Accutane, which was something for acne, a pill for acne. And she was obsessed with her skin and everything like that. And one time but Accutane actually was has certain side effects that you shouldn't take it while you're pregnant. So the doctor would always have to test her every other month so that he can continue to prescribe it for her without any problems with her being pregnant. All I can say is thank goodness Amber never had a baby. I can't even imagine. That poor child, I can't even imagine. And I'm glad she never had a baby with Johnny Depp. Oh my God, I just can't. But so these two prescription drugs, that Amber was abusing, they would make her crazy. They would make her absolutely insane. She was doing all that, and then she was drinking a lot of wine so that she could go to sleep at night. She was drinking a lot of red wine. And it's funny, this whole time she's been talking about Johnny's drug use and wine use. But this is her true colors coming out, because this is what narcissists do. They gaslight, everything that they project onto their victims. It's like they take all the best parts of their supply and try to make it theirs, like when the Bohemian apartment, the Bohemian dress style, everything like that, all the things that come from Johnny, Amber's, throwing away all her paperback books and getting hard copies that are really expensive and really limited edition hard copies, and Johnny's paying for them, getting a typewriter to match his. There may be. It's one thing to be cute and try to, and want to be part of part of your boyfriend's life, but at the same time, when it's creepy like that, it's not cute. She was literally trying to steal his identity from him. So then Kate was talking about how, in Australia, when she was trying to bring the dogs into Australia, there were all these roadblocks. But Amber was going to bring the dogs in anyway. She deliberately smuggled them in. And Kate wouldn't help her, with that letter that says, this letter that says that Amber didn't know that there was a 10-day wait or something like that on bringing the dogs in. I don't remember all the ins and outs, but it's in there. It's I hope this document gets available for perusal, because it's really powerful, and it will. I'm sure it will. I think this document, Kate James's declaration, I think that's part of the Sun lawsuit, if I'm not mistaken, because I couldn't find it in the documents for Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's lawsuit. His lawsuit against her. So it'll come out at some point, but it's a really powerful declaration, and it just goes on about this poor woman who really suffered under Amber. And so Amber wanted her to lie, and Kate wouldn't do it. And Amber fired Kate in February of 2015, shortly after they got back from, after she and Johnny got married, and Kate was describing like how Amber treated her and everything like that, about how, you know, she tried to get her to do all these things, and she was abusive to her, like constantly, day in and day out. Like she was yelling and screaming at her, humiliating her, abusive, and like carrying on. And poor Kate is like, losing weight. She can't even eat. She can't even do anything, because there's no time. She has to keep constantly working. Amber would ask her to buy lunch without asking if Kate had eaten or anything like that, and Kate would buy lunch for all her friends and not eat and not eat, just starve. And but you can really tell a lot about a person by the way they treat the people that work for them, you know, because people have to realize that when you hire somebody and you're putting your trust into that person is working for you, and they're gonna do their best for you. And when you yell at them and scream at them and treat them badly, you know, it's ugh. I mean, that's just what Amber always did, So, and the way Kate described Johnny was like such a sweetheart, such a shy, diffident, sweet guy who never yelled or raised his voice or anything like that. He would talk to her son sometimes. He would buy him gifts. He would be really nice. Her son actually liked Johnny a lot. Her son did not want to be around Amber. Kate's son did not want to be around Amber anymore. And who can blame him? The poor kid. Amber would have Kate wrapping presents for Amber's friends and family till midnight on Christmas Eve. I mean, God, there was like absolutely no thought for Kate and her son, who's a kid, on Christmas Eve. The son would have to stay up with his mom while she wrapped presents for like hours. Jeez. Who can live like that? Well, all I can say is I'm glad Kate got out of there. And it's good to see this declaration. I mean, if I had it in front of me, I'd read the whole thing. But it's good to have this out there because it gives another side to things from another person's standpoint, like who, oh my God, all I can think of is that poor woman, and I'm just glad she got out of there. But I just wanted to go over this because this is, and of course Amber's spokesperson is hitting back and saying, oh, well, this is from a disgruntled former employee who was fired because her performance was poor, and so she's, got an agenda here. And this has nothing to do with the case. Well, it actually does have a lot to do with the case, because what Kate was saying was that the most important thing really was that there was no violence at all that Kate witnessed between Johnny and Amber. She never witnessed anything physical between the two of them. It was, but mostly Amber was just yelling at Kate all the time and just saying horrible, nasty things to her and demanding that she do all this stuff for her. And meanwhile, Johnny was just being a total sweetheart, the whole time. So in other words, Kate was talking about times, that fell on the dates that Amber said that Johnny abused her, stuff like that. And Kate never saw any marks on Amber whatsoever. Kate never saw anything like that. It was, so that testimony is important to the case, and it's important, that it gets out. I'm gonna disclaim what I said about the Sun lawsuit. I'm not sure, to be honest with you, whether this declaration is part of Johnny's lawsuit against Amber or his lawsuit against the son. I'm not exactly sure, so I don't want to be wrong, you know. But either way, it's a very eye-opening declaration. And it really shows a side of Amber that, you know, the world needs to see. So I thank you for listening. I will be back. And namaste.